high quality original guitar and bass parts. That's what it says right there. And this is the RBA H1B2 because I kind of like the angle of the bar for edge trims, but it's made to fit Floyd Rose guitars, and we're gonna be installing it on this beauty right here, carving DC 145 from 1993, maybe 1994. And this is a carving tremolo, which is made by Kaler. This is exactly the same as a Kaler Steeler, except that this one actually has, as you can see, Floyd Rose kind of arm socket. That's how they ship it. Pretty cool. And I got it open. These are the keys to tighten the arm socket, and there we go. Here it is. Let's see if I can. There you go. Pretty cool. There you go. There you go. Awesome. Very cool. And this is what I'm talking about. I like that this angle for the edge tremolos is not as drastic as the one for the Floyd. The Floyd one, let me get the original one so you can see what I'm talking about. Here it is. So this is the red Bishop. This is the original one, which, let me see if I can focus this thing. There you go. You see that little thing right there? That is the only thing this thing had to hold the screw-in nut. So as you can see, at some point it just gave up. It just worn out too much, and it comes off. And then I bought this one, which is like a $2 tremolo arm, and I had to change this thing, this part, the arm socket for the tremolo. But this one sits just too high, and this part was too thick, so I had to Dremel it a little bit. But just so you get an idea, look how high. That'll be approximately how low it will be on the base of the tremolo. It's a lot higher, and it disturbs me. Like, it's on the way of my controllers. So this one should be just a little bit, maybe a little bit higher than the, that's where it should be. Maybe a little bit higher. No, it's actually, yeah, it's right around the same ballpark. But the angle, as you can see, bear with me, it's difficult to do all this without a tripod. So you can see, because they have some pictures in their website, but I think this might help you make a better decision. When you look at them from the top, the left one, this is the original one, is very similar to the original Floyd Rose tremolo arm. You see that it's kind of short, or it feels shorter just because the angle, it's more drastic. The other one, it's more shaped like the edge tremolos, and it's a lot straighter. if I let them fall, also you'll see that this one, the original one, it's a lot higher, and I kind of don't like that about the Floyd roses. And yeah, see the angle right there. When it takes off, it's pretty high up, so you'll have to kind of get your hands off the strings just to reach it. I don't know, I prefer this thing, but you can order the same model for the same socket size for Floyd rose with the original Floyd angle, which will be kind of this one. So okay, so now I'm gonna try to and show you how this thing works. Pops out just like a regular edge kind of tremolo. See? And here I'm gonna use a flashlight to show you. Let me see if I can. Okay, there. You see that groove? Let's see if I can do a better job. You see that groove? Well, how it goes is like whenever you close this thing, that grooves close it, and that's the max that I can tighten it up. And this is just like 3 turns it takes me to open it up, and that's why this thing, when you pop it right there, it feels very stiff. There's always contact of that material, bushing or whatever they used, with the bar. So if you tighten this part, it will just make it so that it stays in place. If you loosen it up, see, it just falls by itself. So let's open up the cavity. Big shout out to my friend Andujar for this cool mashup, Guns N' Roses and Ghost art. Anyway, here's the big block that I ordered from Keith at Hookie on eBay. And you know what we gotta do is just, in my case, I used a 3mm Allen wrench to get it out. It's out. Now, Red Bishop, in their instructions, they recommend to not use the attached 11mm wrench, just this one, because it says that it's very stiff. And even though I have this part already off, I'm not gonna be able to hold this knot properly, so I will have to get rid of the tremolo for now. Good tip. Let's see if I can find it. Right here. This is a great tip. Anytime you need to remove the tremolo, just put a capo so you don't stress the strings that much, because taking it off of the guitar and putting it back will create some stress over here. So it will, believe me, it will shorten the life of the strings, or even at least break the first one. So I'm gonna start doing it, and I'll be back pretty soon. In my case, I used a 2.5mm Allen wrench to loosen up these screws. Again, this was a custom order I placed for him because nobody do this kind of work for this kind of trem. But I highly recommend the upgrade because the difference in sound, it really gave a lot of life to this guitar. It got a lot more snap and at the same time body, especially on the first 3 strings, and the bottom ones are a lot tighter. Even the neck pickup, which I always found to be a little bit muddy, which I'm not too fond of these vintage style neck pickups, because I like my bass a little bit tighter with better compression. Well, now it actually sounds a lot better, but you can check it out on my other videos. I'll try to post the link. So I'm gonna remove it and start the installation. Continue the installation. So I got it removed, and another thing I forgot to mention, just loosen up the strings, like maybe 2 turns each or something like that, so it's easier to remove the tremolo from the guitar. And here it is, and I'm gonna start mounting this thing. See if I can hold the camera right here. Should be good. Okay, so you need to first, I'm sorry, I really need a tripod. I'm gonna start by doing this thing. Just get the screw out, and it's very important that when you mount it back, this part goes perfectly into this groove. I'm gonna follow their recommendation and just use another type of wrench. This case is this one. God damn it. This case is this. Good tip for all you tremolo users: just put a little bit of Vaseline and put it on the knife edge of the tremolo and the posts on the studs. Any metal part that needs to move like that, it's good a lubrication for it. And here you can see how well it sits right there around the saddle. Fits perfectly. Now here we have it, completely mounted. It's on the, you know, on the loose position, so I can move it freely, very freely. There you go. Now it's even looser. But just check. I'm doing the fluttering effect, and like they said, there's barely any play in this part. I do it mostly on this side, so, but I'm holding the guitar like this just so you can see. Let me flick one string till there's barely any play. I'm gonna tighten up the thing a little bit so you see it stays in place, and same thing. If I do it this side, you can really feel the transfer of energy through the whole thing now, because there's not like some clunky sound or anything like that. If anything, you might hear if I flick it too hard, it's that, because you know that's just the block hitting the back. So, but it feels pretty good. Let's try